Well, howdy, folks. It is a Thursday evening. It is ahead of a very important Friday for us here on Clock in the Gallop because we're not only the last day of the month of September, but Nino Podesta, who joins me from Cape Town, we're starting something new with effect from tomorrow. And it's something called the Direct Line, where all of us gather together as a team and we give our joint selections to the people that come on board. And they've come in their droves in the last 48 hours, but there's still a good amount of time for people to get involved if they haven't already. Evening.
Hi, good evening, Nico. Hopefully, they still got time to get involved, haven't they?
Absolutely. This look, the longer you leave it, the more you're going to pay for the information. But
Um,
basically, we are kicking off from tomorrow with the Fairview meeting that you're going to be tipping on this evening. And then we move into the double header on Saturday and then Sunday. So, if you want to come on board and enjoy the whole weekend, then tomorrow, sort of, what time's the first race? We'll make it the close of
uh,
the first race. By the time of the first race, that is at
20 past,
20
20
past
past,
12. Try and
correct.
get on by 20 past 12. So you've got, we're recording this at 6:30 in the evening. So you've got a good 18 hours left.
18 hours to get on board. And I just want to add one thing with Neil Andrews being in such devastating form. I think people should start joining up.
Yeah, he has been in very good form with the price boosters. They've been romping home at
At
very
good
decent
prices,
prices,
at
at very
good
good prices.
prices.
Yeah, at very good prices. In fact, I know of one of our particular loyal supporters who comes on board, whatever may, said to me he had a very nice bet on our price booster from Tuesday, Emirates Gina, and he got, I think he even got 12 to 1. We were offering 9 and 10 to 1, but he took 12 to 1 somewhere. So he's out of it. Anyway, Nino, let's just tell our patrons and all our followers what they have to do. So basically, get hold of us. Your 250 Rand by 20 past 12 tomorrow will secure the whole weekend. Now, I will announce something just now about one of the meetings which we've lost, which very little has been said. Well, certainly I've seen very little in the press about it, but I know because I'm directly affected. But our banking details are up on the screen. FNB, it's First National Bank. Our current account number is 6290552832. Send us your proof of payment to our email address, clockinthegallop@gmail.com, or to our WhatsApp number, 079 3905747. Once you've done the payment, and then we'll send you a response back saying you're on board and you can enjoy all our information. The important thing, Nino, is that we spicing it up a little bit, if I can call it spicing it up a bit, because we're giving people a difficulty index or a risk index as to each and every race. We're going to rate each and every race, then we're going to rate the whole card on our Clock in the Gallop scale to tell them whether it's a good race to play, a bad race to play, a tough race to play, an easy race to play. And then the whole meeting, we're going to say it's tough or it's easy, and we're going to give it, because now we've already committed to these days. And as you know, we study as hard as we can, but sometimes things don't work out. But we'll state at the front whether we're confident or whether we're mild or whether we're warm or whether we're cold on the meeting, as we've done in the past week or so.
Yeah, and Nico, I think that's very important information to give out. And from there, I think people will have an idea of what races to get involved in and what races to stay out, what exotics to take, and things like that.
And the difference between our daily previews and this direct line is that this is a group effort. We come together as a team, debate it at length before you get the information. So you have about 18 hours left to do so once this is posted, probably just a bit less than that. We're looking forward to having you on board. The quick thing I did want to mention is that we have lost the meeting at Greyville on Monday. Now, we included that as part of the package, Nino. The 3rd of October Monday meeting is gone. It's been cancelled. There were not enough entries. So what they did was, they amalgamated the 2 meetings into one on Sunday, They took some of Monday's races that stood up, some of Sunday races that stood up, and put it all on the Sunday for a 10-race program. So the good news, we've got 10 races on Sunday, but the bad news, we've got nothing on Monday. So we will send a communication out to everyone to let them know what we're going to do in place of that Monday. Unfortunately, as people would know, it's beyond our control to lose the Monday racing. We found out about it. I obviously found out about it pretty early because my trainer of my clocking the gallop horse, called Miraculous Man, said to me, Nico, we're running on Sunday. And I said, but I thought it was Monday. And therefore I found out a few days ago that it was running on Sunday. Anyway, we'll do that for another day. We'll leave that for another day. Let's get busy with your selections because we don't have long.
Okay.
So let's go to your selections. Nino, race 1 is a maiden plate for 3-year-old fillies. It's on the Polytrack, 1,200 meters. Tell us we can start off with a good bet on something here.
Nico, this is the most difficult race on the card.
Don't tell me that.
To find what's going to run second, third, and fourth.
Ah, okay.
So we can start.
Okay.
We can start with a good punt on number 6, Divine Design.
Okay. Perfect.
Right. We don't want to waste too much time. First time out, you got beat by Greenless. Second time, you got beat by a better first timer. I don't see any first timers here that's going to beat it, and the opposition is average. So people can start the all on with this horse in the first, and maybe a trifecta quartet. I really believe if you bank a 6 in your box 1, 2, 3, you should go close to catching the trifecta and quartet. Maybe add the 4 in for fourth, but beyond that, I can't see anything else.
Okay, so it's the favourite there, Divine Design. By the way, just to let you know that Pillar Sunday Mtoli is not riding tomorrow. He's had flight complications, so it looks like Craig Bantam has replaced him on all his mounts. Let's go to the second race because race 1 is the start of the bipot. Race 2 starts with the PA. Here you're going for the 2 Chariot Master in the second race. Just whilst we're at it, the jockey on 9, Coup Royale, is Craig Bantam. Goom number 1 has a compression mask on, and blinkers on number 8, Ships at Sea. No pacifiers for number 10, Jackson, Mississippi. But you're quite big on Chariot Master here.
Nico, I think it's got the form to win this race. And, if you look at the run behind Demi, it's got Goom beaten. It's got Trump's Express beaten. It's got Admiral Chance beaten. Now, Admiral Chance behind Demi was drawn 3. He now drawn 11, and Chariot Master was drawn 7 out of 9, and now he's drawn 3. But the thing is, I think the blinkers last time didn't suit the horse. I'm happy to see the blinkers have been removed from a good draw. I think this is the horse to beat.
Okay. And I tend to agree with you because I have been extremely impressed with Kelly Mitchley and all her runners. Remember last week, she had the feature race winner, Mount Anderson. And that's not easy to take over a big race horse and win first time out for your yard. And I tell you what, I am so impressed with her. And, I'm backing you here. But there is one other that I wanted to add, and I haven't studied because that I'm leaving for tomorrow. Well, I'm leaving that for tonight, actually. But this ex-Joburg horse, Ships at Sea, who was with St. John Gray.
St. John Gray.
It was with
it was with Gray.
And it wasn't. It turned in a couple of fair performances, but I don't think we should exclude that completely. I'm going to have a look at the form tonight, but just on the face of it, I know it's drawn horrifically, but, it could be anything there on the poly.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you to say something about it, but the draw put me a little bit off, and the fact that it's over 12, I thought maybe a bit sharp, drawn badly, but the interesting thing is the jockey booking.
Yes.
I know Louis McCox does ride a couple for the Smith stable.
Yeah.
But the stable jockey is on number 1. And, I think it's got a chance. I think that horse is better over 12. I just think Chariot Master is the one in this race, but it is beyond that a bit tricky. Like I said, Admiral Chance, I know they fancy that, but he's got a couple of things against him compared to Chariot Master. He's got the worst draw now, and he was beaten like 5 lengths. So he should be held by Chariot Master. Trump Express as well, but Ships at Sea could be the lurker in the pack.
Okay, let's move on to the third start of the pick six at 25 past 1. Number 12, Irish Sea is Donald Bojola Boile's ride. And number 14, Silver Celebrity is Craig Bantam. And number 1, Euphoric. No, there's no change on that. Blinkers on number 4, Fearless Kitty. So blinkers on the 4, Fearless Kitty here. Right, you're going for number 5, Aspiring Terrain. JP again for Gavin Smith, his father-in-law.
Nico, I think this is a trappy race. On its last run, when it was just touched off late by Homer Fidget, I'll tell you, she goes up 1. Homer Fidget, she's a half a kilo better off, I think. But Homer Fidget again is drawn 13. Very tricky draw again. So she should have the beating of that. And Euphoric, she's got good form on the poly, but she's also drawn badly, and she's carrying 60. I mean, he's carrying 62. Fearless Kitty, I don't know if you'll see the distance, and that's a filly. So I'm looking for a spider. I'm going to actually play a nice quartet here, because I think you can get big upset horses running behind it. Horses like Easy Esther at 33 to 1. And you know, the interesting thing here is Flinders Range. Do you remember this horse? I think it used to be with Candace Dawson in Joburg.
Flinders Range. I think there was Flinders Range as well, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it was St. John Gray's as well, Flinders Range. Yeah, it was.
It was. Okay, but if you go back a couple of runs back, I know it was quite a while ago, but Flinders Range actually beat Aspiring Terrain in Joburg by 12 lengths on the same weight term. I think they were carrying level weights then, and they're carrying level weights now. I know it was a long time ago, and it was
an interesting observation. Well, it was a year ago, just over a year ago, basically. You know.
Yeah, but it was on the turf. It was a different venue.
It's a lot different to it. You know, it wasn't wearing tongue tie. It's got the tongue tie on. Yeah, it was early on in their career. But I suppose Flinders Range has got good enough form to be there. You've took that third.
Yes, I did. She's coming to form now. You know, fourth behind My Boy Reese and fourth behind Warman. Maybe the drop down to the 1600 on the poly. If she takes to the poly, and the fact that she did beat Aspiring Terrain by 12 lengths, this could be a lurker in the pack.
Okay, so that's Nino's take on the third race. Not as easy as the other two that we've discussed. Race 4 runs at 2 o'clock. The fillies and mares 84 handicap. It's over 1900 meters. Let's look at any changes in the fourth race. No changes to report here. It looks all clear. And number 5 is your top choice. Now, this is your value bet for the day, Princess of Fire.
Nico, I just think in this small field, she loves the poly, this horse. And the 1900, I think it's going to be right up her alley. She's only carrying 55.5, and she's getting 5.5 kilos from a horse that I got serious doubts over the distance, Go Lightly. I think Go Lightly is better over 16. So, you know, this could be a nice value bet at 10, 12 to 1. I just cannot believe that price. She ran second to Blue Azure, carrying 61 kilos, dropping a nice galloping weight. She could be a runner. Artseas won very well last time out, beating Princess Khaleesi. And she has won on the Gravel Poly over the course and distance. I mean, over the same distance that she's running tomorrow. But that's got to be respected. Ideal Angel can never be discounted with Louis McCoxwell up. And then after I studied, I looked at the horse, Anatura.
Yes.
You know, we have to say a word because our boy in PE. That's one of his horses, isn't it?
Yes, it
Old
is.
MX.
But the other thing is, look at the jockey strike there.
Jockey strike?
That is of biblical proportions that Muzieni is
Exactly.
getting on that horse.
And I think I actually made a mistake by not tipping it. I think that's got to go into all bets.
Yeah.
And if you have a look at 3 runs back, course and distance, 61 kilos, she beat Corner.
Yeah,
the
but
times are not bad.
Yeah, she beat a much weaker field, though, Nino.
She did.
That was a 68.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the thing. I don't know if she's quite in this kind of class of
she's
this
probably
company.
Up against it in terms of class. I did like the horse that you picked, Princess of Fire, because as you say, she loves this course and distance. And she's got an informed Munger on from a good draw. Ideal Angel, I also believe, how strong is Louis? And how good is that Kotson stable? I mean, I know that Sharon and her husband Greg, well, Greg's a huge supporter of Clock in the Gallop. He tells me all the time he watches it. And in fact, if sometimes we don't post a video, Greg's on the phone saying, what happened to you people? Where is your video? What's going on, And I know they're very big supporters of ours. So I'm so happy that they're having lots and lots of winners. And they've been backed too. They've been backed heavily. So let's see what Ideal Angel can come up with tomorrow. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, Sharon Kotson has been in devastating form. And
this isn't an easy race, basically. It's not too easy, though.
No, it's a very competitive little field. There's a couple of chances here, but my 3 is 5, 4, and 2, and I couldn't split them, but I'm going with the value.
Okay, let's move on to race 5, and that is off at 25 to 3. It's a classified stakes over the 2,200 meter trip. And here you're in with another number 5, Keeping the Peace. Now, once upon a Thursday, I think it was, we went for this horse as our price booster. I'm going back more than a year when we tipped it at 20 to 1 when it won at Turffontein, and it brought the house down. I think she's got to have a chance here, but so too Wildest Dreams, who's been very consistent.
Yeah, I think Alan Greep's got the key to this race, and I like both of them. I could have split them. I know Richard Police taken the ride on Wildest Dreams, but the problem is that Wildest Dreams has never won on the Poly. She's run good races on the Poly, but she hasn't yet won on the Poly. And I think she's better on the turf. But Nico, I've been waiting for Keeping the Peace since it came to PE. I've been waiting for it to go over a bit of over a bit of ground, and she's getting the 2-2 tomorrow. I think she's a runner.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to give mention to Crafty Heart. He beat Wildest Dream last time, but again, I don't know, the Master Craftsman going 2-2. I don't know if he'll stay the extra 300 meters. And Humble Tune, you want to say something about Humble
Yeah, well,
Tune?
that's interesting. I mean, straight after its last run, I heard it was moving down there. I don't know whether horses take a bit of acclimatizing to do there. They put it, obviously, they've been wanting to go a bit of a trip with this horse. I would adopt a wait and see approach, to be honest, to find out how he's going to go. But remember, classified stakes, the fillies and mares have a nice weight pull over this sort of trip. And therefore, the horses you've mentioned, all those horses, that first, second, and third, are all mares. So they enjoy a significant weight advantage in this field. But yeah, okay, 5, 4, 8, and then the 1 Humble Tune as well. Nino, we're rushing it along a bit because we don't have much time left. Race 6 is at 10 past 3. It's a merit rated 80 handicap. It's a sprint 1,000 meters, but being on the Poly, it is around the turn. And here you're in the camp of number 8, Vegas Gold's your top one.
Yeah, Louis McCox were up. You know what, Nico? 2 runs on the Poly, unbeaten on the Poly. Last time one top weight, 16.5. Now the horse that had beat Frank the form. Narcos came out to win again, so the form was Frank. I put quite a bit. I'm trying to get an upset here. The Savannah Winter's got a chance. Redberry. I think Richard Foley has taken the wrong mount. I think I prefer Savannah Winter to Redberry. But the lurker in the pack, it's just that the stable hasn't had a winner in 38 days, and that's Zitzman Westhuizen. Storm Chaser got the blinkers on, 20-1. I think that's that could be the joker in the pack.
Okay, it's Storm.
And then obviously Variety Breeze is the other one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses I've taken in the bipot.
Yeah, I saw you
but
went
my
quite
first
wide
choice
in the,
is Vegas Gold.
you went quite wide in the bipot, which we'll come to in a moment. Race 7 runs at 3:45. It's the Poly Challenge over 1,400 meters. The return of Global Drummer, who's one of the favorite horses here on. We've got we do have a long list of favorite horses in our centers, but JP rides it now. JP's back aboard it. He rode it 2 runs back, and he rode it to win 4 runs back. But you think it's going to be back in that winner's box now?
I think so, Nico. Have a look at the stats. 3 runs over the Poly 14, 3 wins, unbeaten over course and distance.
Yeah.
Last time out, Zuma rode it. This is a big horse, and I think it's had like 7, 8 different jockeys on top of it, and they can all, it's such an easy horse to ride. Goes to the front, and he just basically stays there. I think he's going to be hard to beat. The only danger is obviously Pleased to Meet You and Green Light to Heaven, and then Southall is the best of the others. But it's going to take. I think Global Dummers is going to resume his winning ways tomorrow.
Hard to believe that its last run was over 6 months ago, in March. Global Drummer, but I think you might be well right. I mean, three runs, Fairview, Poly, 1,400, 3 wins.
Unbeaten.
Yeah, I think that's the right horse, and we'll be cheering for Vicky Viramutu and Global Drummer again tomorrow. Yeah, I think we're all in on that. The last race of the day runs at 4:20. It's a merit-rated 66 handicap, another sprint over 1,200 meters. For some reason, I've forgotten to give some changes to you. I did tell you that Craig Bantam was riding for Pillar Sunday, but I didn't tell you that in this last race, yet a compression mask goes on number 4, Liddell's Echo. The rest are insignificant changes. But the last of the day, number 1, Soweto Rose is your top choice.
Yeah, it's got to be. She's taken on much stronger. She ran 4th behind Bold Resolve last time out. Much stronger than this. And I think the only danger is maybe Jaguar Cat. I like the booking of Muzieni, drawn 3.
Oh, yes.
Forget the last run on the turf. Loves the Poly. I think that could be the danger. And obviously, Victory of Dubai. I know he's only just won a maiden, but it was with the blinkers on for the first time. I see the blinkers stay on. So I make it between those 3. 1, 9, and 2.
I'm just looking at the run on the 17th of June. I'm doing my studying live on it. But the run on the 17th of June, Soweto Rose 1, carrying 52.5. It's up 8 kilos. Jaguar Cat is up 5, and it was beaten comprehensively by 5 1/4 lengths. But there's a massive change in difference in the rider. Again, the Muzieni strike there is significant, and I like the thinking of putting that second, the 9 Jaguar Cat, because we've picked out 2 horses that Yeni's riding tomorrow. Muzi across the Yeni that's riding tomorrow, and the 2 of them have both got chances. Jaguar Cat in race 8, and the other one is Anatura in race 4. Right, Nino, let's go to your selections in terms of your bipot numbers. I'd like you to read out the bipot numbers, and then we'll wrap it up by giving the best and the value bet for the day. Just whilst we go to that, again, a reminder that you can come on board our direct line. We're looking forward to having you on board that. Certainly going to be very exciting for all of us to show you what we're worth here on Clock in the Gallop. Yeah, Nino, 216 Rand. You want to run through it?
Yeah, okay, Nico. My bipot is the first leg, obviously, banking number 6, Divine Design. Second leg, I'm putting in 1, Goom Goom, 2, Chariot Master, and number 6, Admiral Chance. Then I'm banking in Aspiring to Reign, number 5. The next leg, I'm putting in 2, Ideal Angel, 4, Hard Seas, 5, Princess of Fire, and I would like to add number 6, which is Anatura. Am I right? In the right race.
Yeah.
The next race, I'm putting in 1 Humble Tune, just in case. 4 Wildest Dreams, 5 Keeping the Peace, and number 8 Crafty Heart. And the last leg, 6 horses. Gee, maybe I should cut that down a bit. But anyway, 1 Rock Garden, 2 Savannah Winter, 3 Redberry, 4 Storm Chaser, 5 Variety Breeze, and 8 Vegas Gold. I don't want to go out the last leg.
Yeah, I mean, people often go out the last leg, and it's infuriating, but that's what happens in horse racing. You can't predict what's going to happen. Best bet of the day, just confirmation that Global Drummer, after 6 months not being in the winners enclosure, Nino's tipping that as the best of the day at 16-10. And the value bet for the day at a huge price is Princess of Fire. Race 4, number 5, Princess of Fire at 16-1. I'm sure we're going to have a price booster. I just have an inkling that Mr. Andrews will have something up his sleeve after today's one came a bit unstuck. But you know, when you're tipping them at 18 and 20 and 16 and 12-1, you can afford to let the odd one go. And that has gained a lot of traction, our price booster, which is only available on our Twitter handle. By the way, if you're looking for our price booster, I get a lot of queries about where to find the price booster. Well, unfortunately, it's only on Twitter. We'll find different ways of communicating, but our price boosters are only on Twitter. What is available to you, though, and very soon, is all our team selections for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and unfortunately not Monday, as you heard earlier, because Monday racing has basically been cancelled and taken off the board. So we're ready to give you all those selections. Nino, before you go, just a few minutes of show left. Apart from us having a lot of time together on telephone calls and video calls in the next 4 days, which I'm looking forward to, the Durbanville card, you might have had a squeaking look. Have you looked at that yet?
Yes, I did. I did.
What do you think? I mean, racing in Cape Town seems to have been revived. I mean, it seems to.
It has. It looks like Justin Vermaak and Greg Boortz are doing an excellent job in bringing the people back to the race course, and that augurs well for the racing industry. And obviously, the return of Shane Sonnet on Saturday will attract even more.
That's right.
She was beaten a couple of times by the best filly in the country, Captain Ransom. I just don't know if the Durbanville track is going to suit her, but she's got to be a big runner. And the horse that I do like on the card, I think will win, is a horse called Trip to Fortune.
Yeah, Triple Fortune. Yeah.
Triple Fortune.
Yeah. Yeah, I see Cosmic Highway also in that race. I'm just looking at Pomp and Power. It's a very, very good field.
I think Pomp and Power might just need the run, and I don't think she's going to be suited to the 1400 at Durbanville. Cosmic Highway, I think he's drawn 10.
Yeah.
I also believe he's better up the straight. So, I think Triple Fortune is the one to beat.
Okay, well, no doubt there's a lot of water to flow under the bridge in terms of the discussions amongst the team. Those battles will take place behind closed doors. We don't want anyone to know what we're tipping on Clocking the Gallop, and certainly we only want those people who pay to get all the information from us. But we're very happy to share our information, as people know, out in the marketplace there on a daily basis. We've been doing that for 2.5 years, and it's been an absolute pleasure being on this ride. Well, Nino, thanks for joining us. Great pleasure seeing you, and we'll catch up again soon. All the best with your selections for the Fairview meeting tomorrow.
Thank you, Nico. Pleasure to be here. Always a pleasure.
I know that. And Nino is going to leave us now. But just remember, we do have on the road with MX tomorrow. We're going to be speaking to him tomorrow morning, and he'll be telling us what he likes from the comforts of his car, and he'll be able to tell us as well.
Always looking forward to MX. I love the guy.
Yeah,
absolutely,
he's a fantastic character, and I've been singing his praises ever since I met him. But he's definitely a very bubbly guy, and one day we'll all get to go to P, and we'll all sit in the same car as him and have a good old laugh, won't we?
Can't wait. Can't wait for that.
Okay, Nino, thanks very much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Nico. All the best. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.